So Alfredo sent over 2 questions. The first one was, how many clients can you take before it gets too much and it's kind of an overload that you have to refuse clients? And the second question, when you want to take time to create a quality project, for example, he says 5-page website and you want to spend 10 weeks working on it, but your client urges you to spend less time on it, how do you kind of negotiate this deadline? So, great questions, Alfredo, and here's what I think. For me personally, I usually work on 2 projects at the same time. That is New School Prospero, my business, and my retainer clients. That's my base normal work week, which I feel really good about. I can concentrate on both of them, and that's great. Sometimes I take on kind of an extra project, sometimes a branding project or a small scale app or something like that, and that's kind of like puts me a little bit in a stress mode, but I can still do it and deliver good work. But I always try to make sure that this is short term, because I don't want to be always in a stress mode. But I feel like 3 is probably my limit. If I take more than that, I kind of I lose complete track of what's going on. It's too much overhead to handle all the clients and all the files and everything that you have to do. So for me personally, the barrier is probably at 3, and I'm not going to take more project than that. But I think this is a very personal, and it also really depends on what kind of projects you do. So I usually work on long-term product-based, tech-based product, which requires long attention and like deep concentration for long periods of time. But I know other designers that are making kind of like, let's say, print projects or advertising or stuff like that are really quick, and they can handle like 10 clients at the same time, and that works for them. So I guess it's pretty personal, and it depends on the work that you do. For me personally, the limit is 3, and I will not get into more than 3 projects at the same time. On to the second question. What happens when you want to spend time working on a project because you want to deliver high quality, but your clients want you to work less time? So personally, my belief, and I always communicate that to my clients, is that you can do anything in any time frame, but the quality will change. I usually start by asking the client, what's your deadline? And then I try to see how I can deliver high quality work by that deadline. But sometimes that's just not possible. If that's not possible, I'm just gonna say, look man, I can't deliver good work on that, good for me. But if you want lower quality than that, maybe you can go find somebody else. Maybe I'll even recommend somebody else, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to deliver work below this quality. But usually what I'll try to do is to say, okay, this is your time frame to deliver good quality work by this time frame. Let's think how we can maybe simplify the project, perhaps remove some of the pages, some of the complexity, something that can simplify it so that we can create good quality by the deadline. So again, it's personal. You have to decide what's the baseline of quality that you're not willing to work below it. But the clients also have their own needs, and if they can't afford to wait for 10 weeks for a great website, then they have to deal, and probably they're actually willing to afford losing quality or whatever because they need to stand in their own deadlines. They got their own pressures and things that they need to work with. So my suggestion, or the way that I do it again, is try to negotiate or try to deliver the best you can within the time frame that's available for the client. Anyway, today is a client day. I've had a super productive morning, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time now to learn and then cook lunch and continue with my client work. Check out this beautiful, beautiful website with really nice interactions that you can do. I really like it. You scroll, the background changes, all the links are really cool. All the interactions are really subtle. Check out this background that moves, and when you scroll it kind of moves between them. This is really nice, and the really crazy thing about it is that it was created all in Webflow. I mean, there was completely no coding involved. And this is such a high level. Like, I thought I was a good Webflow, designer, but I have no clue how they did some of those interaction and hover and everything without code completely. But the most beautiful thing is that since this site is featured, I can actually see how they build it within Webflow. So I'm gonna check out right now. I'm gonna go over this and study everything that they did here, because I really want to know how to do that myself. And kind of now I really want to make a Prospero website much better and cooler with subtle information, like interactions like this. I really want to spend time getting better in this software. This work is literally genius. How they came up with these interactions, scroll interaction and masking, just beautiful, beautiful. I learned a lot. Anyway, this week Eitan gave me his Osmo Mobile to play with, and I did for like 5 minutes, but I really feel like this is a tool that I need to learn. So I'm gonna spend some time trying to learn this and play with it to get better with it. Just another skill that I think might end up being useful one day. Right, so my comprehensive product review, as Casey would say it, for the Osmo Mobile probably is cool for kids who are like shooting skateboard videos or something like that, but for shooting vlogs daily, I don't think it's really practical, or I don't know, improve the quality that much. So thanks so much, Aiden, for letting me experiment with that. I really wanted to do that because obviously I'm a gadget geek myself, but I don't think I'm gonna be using that or buying that for myself. Anyway, time for lunch.
Drawing modern art against the sky, crawling up the shadows in the inky dusk nearby, silhouettes of serenity. The whole day I tremble, my nerves.
I just woke up today with a real craving for a miso soup, so I went down to the supermarket and bought everything I needed to make. Obviously it turned out more expensive than if I would just buy it at a restaurant, but I never made this at home, so it was kind of a challenge and something that I wanted to try and experiment with. I'm gonna check it out now, go back to doing client work, and that's the end of the week, so I'll catch you guys next week.
And I'm losing my serenity.